What was it like surfing with Garret McNamara?
Oh, dude, it was the best. Garrett's the man. He's the coolest person ever. And
Did you do ayahuasca with him? Because you said you did ayahuasca. I know he's into it. Is there a connection there or no?
how did you know I did ayahuasca?
I had to
with
assume.
him?
Well, you said the other day you did it, and I was like, probably with Garret McNamara, which would be sick.
Yeah, I did it with Garret McNamara.
No way.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, well, it's just. Sorry for asking another question.
Yeah.
Just start with the first thing, and then let's go into that.
Okay, well, meeting him was amazing. I mean, he's the coolest guy ever. I met him with my buddy Taro.
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, he watches HBO series 100 Foot Wave. Absolute fucking legend from a different island than me in Hawaii, but fucking sick dude. Also, absolute kook, like guaranteed. But,
He's nuts, but in the best possible
Oh yeah, I mean
way.
that in like savage.
And
like,
he's a total savage.
Yeah.
He is insane in the best possible way. He's the coolest guy. He lives in Haleiwa in North Shore of Oahu. And man, he is just the coolest guy. So I was there. I was in Hawaii actually with my buddy Taro, who founded this company called Four Sigmatic. Amazing kind of mushroom, adaptogenic mushroom, coffee, tea. Really helped that whole category kind of blow up. It was like
literally blew it up. Like,
literally
he was the guy.
He was
also
the guy.
blew up podcast sponsorship. To be honest, like that was the first kind of product that just absolutely like escalated. And
Taro. Four Sigmatic, mushroom pioneer, comes from a line of Finnish foragers for mushrooms from the 17th century. We became fast friends in LA. We went to Hawaii, and one of his athletes for Four Sigmatic was Garret McNamara, and he's like, there's this guy, his name's G-Mac. He's like, this legend. He broke the record for the biggest wave ever surfed, like Laird Hamilton, who, is the legend. Everybody knows it. He grew up on Kauai, exactly, on the North Shore. And I've actually seen him out there, Laird Hamilton, like near Princeville and stuff. So Laird Hamilton calls him crazy. And I'm like, what? Because that was like, I remember growing up, watching
Laird.
Riding Giants and stuff and being like, Laird's crazy. And then
in this context, just because we are talking about things a lot of people think is crazy is good, sick, does big waves, goes fucking hard.
Positive crazy. Like crazy in the like Alex Honnold, like you got like a chip missing in your amygdala and feel no fear crazy. And so we show up at Garrett's house, and Garrett's like, it's ripping out, because he lives like, next to this break that, it's like 10 to 15 foot faces or whatever, like pretty regularly. But it's like gentle and nice. And he's like, which one of you guys surf or whatever? And
it's 10 to 15 foot faces, gentle and nice.
Yeah.
Combo.
Well, it's not like, like there's like pipeline where it's like, like
or
just
like
curling.
Fucking, like Half Moon Bay, like Mavericks or some shit.
Exactly. So it's more in that variety.
Or anywhere in Portugal. Like the water's so dark and scary there.
Yes.
Even small waves, you're just like, why is it so dark and scary in Portugal?
Totally.
It's very dark and scary.
To round out, just giving context on who Garret McNamara is, he founded Nazaré, Portugal. I mean, Nazaré, Portugal is a little fisherman's town for hundreds of years. Notoriously, the fishermen would see these waves that would crash up on the shore, but they were going in all these different directions, and it was like impossible to surf. And he literally was the first guy to ever formed like a little ragtag team, including his wife, his
brother-in-law,
wife's his brother-in-law, and a bunch of like kind of local friends.
And the Irish dude who seemed cool as fuck.
Andrew Cotton.
Yeah.
And they just like made it happen. Like he willed it into existence. So he's just a legend. And so we meet him at his house in Hawaii, and he's like, which one of you guys surf? And Taro's like, he does, because Taro's like this, funky Finnish dude who like, can't really go in the water or whatever. Like he can, but like that's his least comfortable. He's a total badass on a bunch of other dimensions, but he's not really like a, surfer.
He's more of a skier.
He's more of a, yeah, exactly. And I'm like sitting back like, no, I don't, man. Like not like you, like to Garret. I'm like, I'm not like you. And I hadn't surfed in 8 years. I wasn't even a good surfer like in high school. I was like a very okay, surfer. And I hadn't surfed forever because I lived, I went to college in New York City, and then I lived in San Francisco, and I was working in tech, and I didn't like surfing up there compared to LA. Yeah. And so neither of those were like great surf spots, so I hadn't gone in forever, and I was like nervous, and he was like, oh, we'll just take you out, we'll get your feet wet, and maybe you'll, get up or whatever. And so he's jet skiing around these waves, and they're like really big. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is so cool. We're jet skiing with, Garret McNamara outside his house, these big waves. And he's like, I think you can do it. I'm like, no. We get back to shore and we're like hanging out a little bit. And this older guy says, hey, like, I didn't really have a lot of surf experience, but I actually got up and I surfed those waves. And I'm like, him, like he can do it. And I got competitive and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can do. And it was like the first of the year. It was like January. It was like January 1st, 2019. So it was like, what an amazing way to like start the year off, to just like face your fears and do this. Massive W. Just you ride that momentum into the rest of the year, have the best year of your life. So I was like, okay, this guy can do it. I can do it. So Garrett's like, okay, let me just make sure you can get up. So like we're by the shore and he makes sure I can like get up just like wakeboarding style on the jet ski.
Oh, because you're towing.
Yeah, towing. So you're towing in with this jet ski.
Yeah.
And so I get up, ride around a little bit. He's like, okay, you're good. We go out and he literally tows me into I want to say like a 12, 13 foot wave. I wipe out. The adrenaline's like pumping. So I do think it is ultimately a reef break, but it was very deep. Okay. So not also very safe, because of that. But big too compared to and I hadn't surfing forever. So like from that perspective, I was like, and in fact, that first wipeout, his board I was surfing on, he used to break the world record with that board. No way. And it sliced off a little piece of my heel. Oh shit! And I didn't notice it because I was so pumped. Adrenaline. So I was like, again. Yeah. And I'm just like breathing heavy, and he's like, waiting for him to like tow me out, or tow me in again. And so we go again.
And now you're literal chum out in the ocean.
Yeah, literally for sharks. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. And I get up and I ride it, like I kind of ride it. I ride it, but I also almost flip the jet ski. Like you can see that Taro and Garret in the video being like, let go. Yeah. But I ride the wave, but I almost flipped them and then I let go too late. But it was, to me, I still surfed it, and it was
you
like
surfed 12 away. That's fucking awesome, bro.
And like Garret towed me in, and I was like, this is the best day of my life. Yeah. Like I feel so good and accomplished. And then we go back to shore. And two things that were hilarious happened. One is Garret super glued my foot shut. That was like his technique for like taking care of it. He's like, I got this glue, glue I use because he gets injured all the time. And he's a total savage. And then the second thing that happened is we find out that the guy on the shore the old guy who told me, he never surfed the wave. So like,
he was just a prop for you to go.
Yeah, I could have died out there. It was like a noble lie,